Hello, I'm Bridget McKay, a member of the fundraising team at MAPS. As a result of MAPS' 37 years of groundbreaking advocacy and research, supported by thousands of donors, MDMA-assisted therapy for the treatment of PSTD is in the final stages of clinical trials with the FDA. Yay! The medical approach is only one facet of a larger picture, and our social responsibility and leadership in the field of psychedelics does not end there. MAPS programs in public education, harm reduction, policy and advocacy, and ongoing research are foundational, ensuring that we can responsibly mainstream psychedelics and set the setting for an ethical, safe, and robust global psychedelic movement. Mission support, or unrestricted funds, ensures this work can happen, including thought-provoking and community-building conferences like Psychedelic Science. Peter and Eliza Dushku-Palangian have generously given a $500,000 matching challenge. So far, donors have given nearly $165,000 toward the match. If everyone at the conference participated with a gift of $50 or more, we believe we can meet this match. To join our network of supporters, pick up your phone, open the camera over the QR code on the screen, and follow the link to our donate page. The psychedelic revolution needs you. Thank you.
Poso, Segoli relatives. Sutton King Naktau Pinuki, Nukiat Ungwehowe Ni'i, Wakneta Nawagita Lota, Oniota Aga Ni'i. Hello, kin. My English name is Sutton King. My Menominee name is Naktau Pinuki, which means comes first woman. I am Afro-Indigenous of the Menominee and Oneida Nations of Wisconsin. I am the program manager for the Indigenous Medicine Conservation Fund and the co-founder and president of the Urban Indigenous Collective. Thank you, everyone, for attending Psychedelic Science 2023, the breakthrough conference of the history of the field. Now, I'd like to welcome to the stage Marwan Halabi and Noam Anbar, two gifted singer-songwriters that come together in a duet that intertwines languages and traditions with the simplest of mediums, two voices and two guitars. Marwan and Noam create a powerful journey, resonating a clear and timely political message. Help me welcome them to the stage, everyone.
Good evening. بدون وفرش ظلام الدنيا نور دور عالقلوب يا حب دور وفرش ظلام الدنيا نور هي الدنيا نور هي الدنيا نور هي الدنيا نور هيا 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 هيا
دور القلوب يا حبي دور وافرش ظلام الدنيا نور دور القلوب يا حبي دور وافرش ظلام الدنيا نور الدنيا نور الدنيا نور الدنيا نور هيا هيا الدنيا نور الدنيا نور الدنيا نور
أحلى ليلي ليلي الحب والقمر يسهر معانا وكل نجمة في السما تبارك هوانا
محلى ليالي ليالي الحب والقمر يسهر معانا وكل نجمة في السما تبارك هوانا الدنيا نور Thank you, MAPS.
Thank you, Marwan and Noam. For our next presenter, please give a warm welcome to Norma Lotsof, a trailblazing advocate and practitioner of ibogaine treatment.
It's my enormous, enormous joy to present to you Norma Lotsof, who I think should be so much better known in our beautiful world than she is. I've had the enormous privilege of working with Norma for the last 5 years, putting together a beautiful movie that, thank you so much to MAPS, we premiered here yesterday. It's called Of Night and Light. Thank you, the story of iboga and ibogaine. And through this, I've gotten to know Norma and also her late husband, Howard Lotsof, who passed in 2010. And I've been putting together all this incredible photos and videos and meeting everyone and talking to everyone. And even before I did that, I was also on the ibogaine path myself. And it's been just incredible to see how this is the mother of the ibogaine movement. And when you see how much she's done, you'll understand why it's so great that MAPS is recognizing her by having her here. And that all the incredible work in ibogaine, I think, is only going to keep growing, is all traceable back to one night in 1962 when Howard made this extraordinary discovery that ibogaine interrupted his opiate addiction. And Norma also discovered that it gave her incredible breakthrough insights, even though she didn't have an addiction. And together they dedicated, until now, and to this incredible mission to get ibogaine as a legally prescribed medicine. And over to you, Norma.
Hello, everyone. I'm not accustomed to speaking to so many people at once. I'm a little nervous, and I'm also beginning to lose my voice. I would like to thank Rick Doblin and his team at MAPS for recognizing ibogaine as an important medicine. I'd like to thank all of you, especially those of you who were at the film yesterday that gave me a standing ovation that brought me to tears. When Howard thought about what he could do with his life that would be worthwhile to leave a mark on the future, to show that he was not just another person taking drugs for kicks, he decided that he should pursue ibogaine as a legitimate medication for the treatment of addictions. Well, he didn't quite succeed in getting it through the FDA, but we did manage to reach enough people so that I know that there are people treating in many different countries in the world now. And I hope that people continue to use this medicine to treat people who need assistance, who can't get it that methadone is not doing it for them, and Suboxone is not doing it for them. And I hope Ibogaine will. I've run into a lot of people since I've been here who've said that it did save their lives and it changed their lives. And that makes me very happy. And I think I should give up the stage for the next speaker before I start crying. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You are the fucking best. Should we get off the stage?
Thank you, Norma. For our next, please welcome Glauber Loris Jesus, Clancy Kavnar, and Laura Jakowski, offering beautiful traditional Brazilian music to bless the closing of our conference.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you, MAPS, for this amazing conference, and also for opening space for scientists, traditions, cultures, indigenous peoples, and sacred plants from the Global South. We are going to sing 2 short songs for Brazilian traditional music of sacred plants. The first one is a Umbanda Ponto to honor the African roots of sacred plants and also BIPOC people.
Bahia, oh África, vem cá nos ajudar. Bahia, oh África, vem cá nos ajudar. Força baiana, força africana, força divina, vem cá, vem cá. Força baiana, força africana, força divina, vem cá, vem cá. Bahia, oh África, vem cá nos ajudar. Bahia, oh África, vem cá me ajudar. Força baiana, força africana, força divina, vem cá, vem cá. Força baiana, força africana, força divina, vem cá, vem cá. Salve, mamãe África!
The other one is a song from the tradition of Mestre Raimundo Irineu Serra, the Santo Daime tradition, and I want to offer this song to my mentor and friend, Bia Labate. Iluminai, iluminai,
iluminai a fonte do meu ser, iluminai, iluminai, iluminai a fonte do meu ser, acendei o fogo, acendei essa chama dentro do meu coração, acendei o fogo, acendei essa chama dentro do meu coração, iluminai, iluminai, iluminai o meu pensamento, iluminai, iluminai, iluminai meu pensamento, dai-me humildade, dai-me a consolação, meu mestre eu peço, dai-me a libertação, dai-me humildade, dai-me a consolação, meu mestre eu peço, dai-me a libertação, eu vou chamar para curar todas as forças divinas de Oxalá, eu vou chamar para curar todas as forças divinas de Oxalá, para lavar, para curar todas as dores com amor de Iemanjá, para lavar, para curar todas as dores com amor de Iemanjá, iluminai, iluminai, iluminai a fonte do meu ser, iluminai, iluminai, iluminai a fonte do meu ser, acendei o fogo, acendei essa chama dentro do meu coração, acendei o fogo, acendei essa chama dentro do meu coração, iluminai, iluminai, iluminai o meu pensamento, iluminai, iluminai, iluminai meu pensamento, dai-me humildade, dai-me a consolação, meu mestre eu peço, dai-me a libertação, dai-me humildade, dai-me a consolação, meu mestre eu peço, dai-me a libertação, eu vou chamar para curar todas as forças divinas de Oxalá, eu vou chamar para curar todas as forças divinas de Oxalá, para lavar, para curar todas as dores com o amor de Iemanjá, para lavar, para curar todas as dores com o amor de Iemanjá. Viva Psychedelic Science!
Thank you, Glauber, Clancy, and Laura. Please give a warm welcome to our next performer, Snow Raven, founder of Olak's ecosystem. Born in one of the most remote and cold inhabited places in the world, the Republic of Saka, she is the OG of Arctic beatbox. Her voice takes its breath from traditional Saka culture and is truly an instrument.
Machtal. Hello everyone. My name is Swar, which means snow raven. I'm indigenous Sakha from Arctic Siberia. We believe that everything and nothing are happening all at once. We believe that our life is the whole journey between unseen and seen worlds. So it's an honor and privilege for me to represent my Sakha culture here on the stage at this beautiful celebration of life and share with you a blessing of Mother Nature. Pumannamus tubut morong-orang kaitare baralaran urdiki arayilarım. Ortadoydu mitçilere. Allara doyduma bağlara. Bu sik sıttağ cunu barıların algısta, arangatçıla, karısta, ırasta. Dom, dom, domini dom. Machtal.
Well, here we go. A cancer diagnosis causes you to question, what are you doing with your time?
Ecstasy, MDMA. It could turn MDMA into a regulated prescription drug.
And I can't remember the guy who's in charge, Doblin, I think, or Dobler, I can't think of the guy's name, but he's been pioneering all of this.
There's a fascinating story behind this, and a lot of it can be traced back to a small group of, I would say, unlikely characters. One of them is here with me now, Rick Doblin. He runs the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Research.
I actually met Rick in 1974, and he's bare-chested, you know, his long hair, looking like a real stud, and he's standing in front of this beautiful house, and he's got his pet wolf. And he was just this psychedelic dream.
Back then, when we asked Rick, well, what do you want to do? He was really clear. He said, I want to be a psychedelic psychotherapist. And we just laughed. Here we are, 41, 42 years later, where he has just stayed on that path.
And at a certain point, he decided, I don't want to continue to be an outlaw. And yet, I don't want to change who I am in order to conform to what the laws are. So I'll just work to change the laws. That's sort of the thought process that typifies Rick.
Once I told my parents I wanted to drop out of college and study LSD, I sort of was testing their limits, but they said yes.
This crazy wild man morphed into the director of a nonprofit that was sponsoring cutting-edge research at Harvard.
Rick laid out everything he's done with MAPS in his Harvard dissertation, step by step.
Is it time to get what is considered a party drug off the street and into your local pharmacy?
88% of the people had clinically significant decrease in their PTSD symptoms. 67% of them lost their PTSD diagnosis.
MAPS PBC plans to submit its results for publication and, later this year, ask the FDA to approve MDMA as a prescription medication in combination with therapy.
It really hit me a few years ago that Rick is going to go down in history as the leading figure in the psychedelics reform movement of the late 20th and early 21st century.
I have great admiration. I mean, talk about a person who's changed the world. Rick's one of those people.
He knows what he wants to do. He knows what he's been put on this planet to do. The idea to go through the FDA approval federal drug process, that was Rick's idea. That's the map, and he drew the map.
Feeling good. Feeling connected to something bigger than us.
Mrs. Doblin, I want to thank you for the gift of your son. I hope you're very proud of him. Thank you.
I think he's a historic figure, I really do. If the psychedelic experience becomes an integral part of our culture, I think he'll be up there with some pretty big names that I hesitate to mention. You know, like Freud, for instance.
I've decided to try to help Nirvan see the real story of how everything actually happens, but I feel like that's something for after MDMA as a medicine. I think that once I'm satisfied with what we're doing, then I'm no longer qualified to be the head of MAPS, although there'll be an enormous more still to accomplish.
Sasha Shogun's lab, where it all began. Out of this came creations that are helping fuel now a psychedelic renaissance around the world. And I came to the happy conclusion that there's nothing I want to change, that what I'm doing with my time is exactly what I want to be doing. Of course, that's been that case for 50 years. Okay, that's it for now.
As this week comes to a close, we invite you to spend the next few days integrating all of this information you took in. Together, we have created the Psychedelic Renaissance. And let us continue to raise and protect Indigenous voices, medicines, territories, and cultures. Together, we will bring about the breakthrough era for psychedelics, the psychedelic 20s. To close this incredible conference, please welcome Rick Doblin.
Wow. Oh, thank you. Oh. Wow. Wow. Well, there's one other aspect of the arc of the okay. I think it's important to hear all the voices. I do think that now is not the time, but I would encourage you to come speak with us directly. There have been people who have not gotten the benefits that they've wanted out of the MDMA therapy. Okay, I couldn't be everywhere at once, but I think that it's time to we're interested in your opinions and your phrases, but now is not the time, I don't think. But we will hear you, we will listen, and we will try our best to respond. Not right now, you're right. I think that we need a dialogue, and I'm all for it. It's okay. But I think that now is not the time. I'd ask you to respect me, and I will respect you. Okay. So, okay, we've tried to include as many. Okay. We've tried to be as inclusive as we could be. I believe in dialogue, but I don't. Okay, I can't respond in this kind of way. I can't even hear what you're saying. Okay. I assure you that we'll listen to all of your concerns and we'll do our best. I do think it's a big community, and I think that there's going to be a lot of challenges going ahead. And I think one of the more important ways that we can go ahead, I would ask you to let me speak. How about this? If I give you 1 minute to say what you want to say, then let me speak. Would you like to do that? Why don't you come on up? Come on up and just... So fine. We may go over time a little bit, but... Okay, so just come up and just very briefly say what your concerns are. And okay, thank you. Thank you, yeah. Okay. I got it. Okay. Go right ahead.
Please don't touch me.
Go right ahead.
It's called consent. You talk about in training. Listen, there are a lot of people who have been harmed by this movement, and I understand you all want to hear what Rick has to say, but we have been marginalized and kept out. I am using my light skin privileges, woman over there who wants to question my indigeneity, okay? Your indigeneity isn't just your DNA and your brown skin, it's also being witnessed in community. So please sit down and be quiet. You don't know what a revolution is. Rick, I have asked you many times in training, where are the indigenous people of these lands, the elders? I put together a panel that you guys did not respond to, and I had to fight, the community had to fight to get people here. You weren't there. We had Navajo elders, peyote garden gatekeepers of white people coming to take it. Because yeah, we do need to gatekeep. We need to protect our medicines. Because mescaline gives access to peyote. So Rick, where are you with us? Because I see a lot of indigenous folks, I do, and I'm not disrespecting them, but you're tokenizing them.
No,
you're sprinkling us in, and you're not giving us the space that we deserve.
You have the space right now.
And as a consequence, if you don't liberate the people who are most marginalized in their own land, sovereign nations, you can't liberate anybody.
Okay, we will, that's a good point. We have been an oppressive culture, and we will do our best.
Nobody owns healing, but you know what? You don't own our culture. You can't take it from us.
We don't
and
want...
we deserve respect. Where are the investors investing in land back, water rights? Where?
Okay.
No,
okay. Could each
no.
of you speak? Okay.
He has had all weekend.
Okay.
If you don't like this, then maybe you should go look back in your roots and find out where colonization happened that created this wound where you don't want to hear people
Okay,
more.
that's enough. Okay, go right ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Yeah, no, they can do it. That's fine. That's fine. No, go ahead. Let them do it. Go right ahead.
So hard to be in front of here. This is very challenging. I want you to be aware that you have been deceived by this movement. The psychedelic renaissance is not really a psychedelic renaissance. The psychedelics, MDMA, is something that is just created a few decades ago. It's not renaissance at all. The plant medicine is renaissance within the Western system, and it has been happening for decades through the indigenous people. We open our medicines for you to heal, not to take, not to extract. So this movement is not a renaissance. It's been happening already for a long time, and it's being appropriated. Or renaissance, bringing the medicines for you to heal. You're taking it, you're colonizing it, you're damaging us, you're healing and erasing our cultures. Please stop. Think critically. This is not okay. You've been deceived, and you're going to continue being deceived. The same happened to tobacco, now causes cancer. The same happened to opioids, now causes addiction. The same happened to coca. Now cocaine causes a lot of harm. Please look at the cycle of colonization and how this continues to happen. In 20, 30 decades from now, you're going to see the medicine harming you because they're living beings and they don't like to be abused. They're going to come back for you and harm you. Okay. We're here because we love you. We're here because we don't want you to harm yourselves. We love you. I love myself. I love my tradition. I love the earth. And we need to stand in liberation together. This is not a collective liberation movement. This is a capitalization. And you're stepping on our lands. You're stepping on our medicines for you to heal what you're oppressing us when you're killing us. Please stop. Please think. Have conversations, including us. The beautiful woman before said we want to include indigenous voices.
No.
Our voices
I haven't
are
even had a
indigenous.
talk. It's enough. Okay, we have to go.
The people that need healing the most is the BIPOC community. We can't afford it. We are the ones that need to be in the front line of getting this healing.
It's okay.
Why are we not getting this healing? Yes, thank you for the scholarship. I appreciate you, Rick. I do.
Okay.
But we're the ones that need the healing. I come from the hood. People in the hood don't get the healing they need. They can't afford even to attend this kind of conference. We're the ones that need to be here. We're the ones that need the healing.
Great.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, go ahead. No, let her say it. Kevin, let her say something. Go right in. Go ahead. Sorry, it's better. Okay. Yeah, turn it on.
Is this on?
Yeah.
Okay. The last thing that we want to say is we don't necessarily need to stop the entire movement. We need to shift the focus. We need to let the indigenous lead. There's so much promise here, and I know everyone here wants healing for the world and for ourselves. The way to do that is to look at those who have been oppressed and listen to them, and to invite them in and work together. We all want the same thing. We all are all wounded. And this has happened across the world. Colonization has happened and has caused us all wounds. The way to change it is to not colonize plant medicines as well. We can do it with respect and with reciprocity. We can. And the way to start is to, yes, use all of the energy that we all have felt here. We feel so much promise. What we can do is to use that to work together and to listen to the indigenous elders. That's all.
Thank you. Yeah, yes. Good. Fast.
Thank you for the permission of being here. In name of all of our ancestors, may we be strong and united, and we listened. We are one. We are united. We are peace. We are love. We will overcome the challenges as they did. Thank you.
Beautiful. Wow. I think the strength of this conference and the strength of this community is that we've been showing up in all of our parts and all of ourselves, and the whole community has come together. It's felt so much for me like a family. My wife and children are here as well, and I've felt so much connection to many of you and all of you. But I think that we need all the voices, and I think that the challenge that we need to go forward to try to mainstream these kind of experiences that are so spiritual and so healing is we're going to need to listen to all the voices. We're going to need to be very careful. We're going to need to look out for those people that approach this in a way where they don't have proper support or they end up feeling hurt, and that can happen. So we need to really not take for granted that this is going to work, that this kind of time we're not going to have another backlash. I have the feeling from this conference that my level of paranoia about the world has gone down. I feel much more hopeful, and I do think that we need to listen to all the voices, and there's risks and benefits and all of that. And so I really appreciate the time and for what we've just heard. I want to say the arc of the conferences have been, of course, this is 4 times bigger than the last one, but at each conference I've done less and less work. So what I'd like to do is just acknowledge the incredible work that Momentum has been, the MAP staff, Kevin, and so many of other staff have put this together. This was tremendously flawless. I don't know of any landmines that we've stepped on or any kind of problem. So I just want to, if everybody who's like been a volunteer or who's been on staff, if you can come out, and we just would like to acknowledge you. And Kevin and Betty and Grace. Liana. Yeah. You'll see how much of a teamwork project this is. Please come on up. Yeah. Oh, oh great. This is... Wow. 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 So now you can, yeah. So now you can get a feel for the amount of people and the amount of work it takes to put on a conference like this. And I just want to applaud all of you. It's just been amazing. And so you can see that it's really a group effort. I do want to say, while you're all up here, just a moment about our goal was really to bring the whole community together. And it exceeded our expectations. So many more people came to contribute to make this conference a success. But what I really thought was incredible was the government people, the military people, the police. We met with the Denver police, federal officials, therapists, underground therapists, the whole community, the kind of deep space Burning Man, the artists. That's what it takes, I think, for us to really go forward. And we're much, much stronger together. And it's only when teams work together like this that we can produce something magnificent. I do want to say that while we did have a goal of breaking even, we didn't quite manage to do that. So if any of you are motivated to help with the matching grant that we have, I'll say that. But other thing, I just want to talk about Norma for a second. So that actually Norma and Howard, Bob Sisko, some of the others, Dana Beal, that were there with ibogaine, they were there before I was there with MDMA. So those are the real pioneers for the idea of going through the FDA. And I remember the way we got started in Israel. I so wanted to make a contribution to Israel, to bring psychedelics to Israel. And actually, it was because Moshe Kotler, who was chief psychiatrist of the IDF and also at Tel Aviv University, he was interested in doing ibogaine. And so I was introduced to him because he had already been approached by the ibogaine people to do research in Israel with the ibogaine. It hasn't really started yet, but that I learned about clinical research, I learned about monitoring. Okay, very fast. I'm just trying to say that Norma was there, but there was one critical thing that was both NDA International, their vehicle for developing ibogaine into a medicine, was started in 1986, and so was MAPS. And there was one critical difference, which was that MAPS was started as a nonprofit, they were started as a for-profit. And as we heard some of the concerns about commercialization, commodification, as it turned out, in the early stages of the ibogaine effort, a bunch of people started suing each other over intellectual property. And that kind of slowed the whole thing down until the patents have expired. And now I think we can go and try to make ibogaine into a medicine. But I think it's just a cautionary tale that we have to really think about the public benefit versus private profit and how we move forward. We do need private capital. We do need all sorts of the parts. Everybody has to work on this. There has to be a lot of businesses. People have to make livings at it. But we just have to be cautious. So I just want to acknowledge that Norma was there and Howard was there before I even knew about how to develop MDMA research. And we hope that you've come to see that we're all stronger together and that we can really do this. I really have this feeling that this is a 1,500-year plus repression that we're emerging from, and I think if we're all really careful, we can do it together. Thank you. And thank you all.
Dunama yelema bima de yelemara. 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 Nieko ke muso minye ubi mafle na loma ye. Nieko ke cheba minye ubi mafle fionto ye. Nieko ke muso minye ubi mafle na loma ye. Nieko ke cheba minye ubi mafle fionto ye. Oh na bima de yele mara. Dunama yele ma 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 bima de yele mara. Dunama yelema bima de yelemara. Dunama yelema bima.